let's talk about learning. We all want to pick up new skills, dive into new hobbies, and become better versions of ourselves. But let's be real, sometimes we just don't feel like starting. So let's address the elephant in the room: procrastination. Chapter 1. Why learning feels hard. Ever wonder why starting something new feels so uncomfortable? There's a scientific reason. When you learn something new, your brain triggers the same area associated with pain. Yep, learning can literally feel like stress or discomfort. It's no wonder we avoid it. But here's the good news. The solution is simpler than you think. Just start. Don't overthink. Don't wait for the perfect mood. Take that first small step. The discomfort, it fades quickly once you get going. The more often you push past that initial resistance, the easier it becomes to start again next. Time. Momentum killers, and how to fight back. Now, let's talk about what happens once you've started. You're cruising along, and then, bam, something frustrating happens, and you lose focus. Sound familiar? Your brain craves a quick reward, so it pulls you toward distractions like social media or games. But here's the trick. Get back to it. Remind yourself that Instagram or Netflix only bring short-term satisfaction. What you're working on, the real learning, brings long-term fulfillment. The trick: find your momentum again, no matter how small the step. Your brain is a learning machine. Think of your brain as an endless library. Every time you learn, your neurons create connections called synapses. And guess what? Your brain doesn't run out of storage. There's no capacity limit. You can learn endlessly. But here's the catch. You need rest. Learning isn't about cramming, it's about giving your brain time to process, repeat, and solidify information. Sleep is crucial. It helps your brain clean out toxins, create new synapses, and organize what you've learned. Without rest, you're working with half power. Thus in focus versus creativity. Two modes of learning. Did you know your brain operates in two modes? 1. Focused mode. Logical, analytical, and distraction-free. This is where deep learning happens. 2. Creative mode. Wandering, playful, and idea-driven. This is where connections form between things you already know. Switching between these modes is key. When learning something new, stay focused and avoid distractions. But when you're expressing what you've learned, like painting, writing, or creating, let your mind wander. The power of doing. Here's a harsh truth. Watching someone else do something isn't the same as learning it. Want to draw? Pick up a pencil. Want to play an instrument? Get your hands on one. Learning is active. It's about solving problems yourself, not just observing someone else. The more you engage, the stronger those neural connections become. But for making the abstract feel real, sometimes learning feels overwhelming because it's too abstract. If something feels too big or unfamiliar, break it down into relatable terms. For example, when learning anatomy, think of the eye as a marble covered by fabric-like eyelids. When drawing figures, feel the weight and gravity of the body instead of obsessing over tiny details. Focus on the bigger picture first. The details will fall into place as you grow. All mistakes are your best teacher. Mistakes aren't failures, they're steps forward. When you mess up, it shows you where to improve. Test yourself, figure out what you don't know, and learn from it. That's how progress works. But beware of relying solely on intuition. It's easy to repeat what you're good at and avoid what challenges you. Real growth happens when you deliberately practice your weaknesses. That requires consistency beats intensity. Learning isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Instead of cramming, spread out your practice over time. Mix it up, focus deeply on one thing, then switch to something else. This spacing helps your brain strengthen and retain what you're learning. The final chapter. Start small. If learning something new feels overwhelming, start small. Always wanted to make music, but don't know where to begin? Open a music app. Buy a simple instrument. Play around. Don't focus on the mountain ahead. Focus on the step right in front of you. That step builds momentum, and momentum builds progress. You don't need talent to start. Talent is just the byproduct of effort and consistency. What you need is not initiative. Take the first step. Everything else will follow. Also, thank you for listening. If this message resonated with you, let me know. Hit like, subscribe, or share this with someone who needs to hear it. Let's build a community of lifelong learners, one step at a time. See you in the next video.